Today's stream is powered by Bifrost and brought to you by Anonymous Pizza Parlor, the best pizza you may or may not have ever known. It is the pizza ever. Right. Give me just a second to unmute the emulator. And let me see about raising the... Oh, right. I would have to go to the actual game options. There it is. So, today, in the wee hours of the morning, Lost Belt 6 finally dropped. A lot of people were excited about it, so hey. Just turn up the background music a little bit.
Yeah, I did say it dropped at like 2 in the morning.
Yeah, but that was... You weren't being, like, recorded by the stream, so...
Oh. Alright, so, before we get started with this adventure through the Isekai Great Britain, I want to get a few I want to get a few elephants in the room out of the way. First and foremost, I would like to wish you a formal apology to the Silver Shinobi for luck stacking him earlier today.
Yeah, I tried rolling for Morgan and the Fairy Knights earlier today, and no luck. I got a bunch of Mappo Tofu. My bullshit no jutsu isn't completely foolproof.
Shocker!
Second,
You hush.
and meanwhile,
given what may happen later this season, you're definitely gonna get your clap back.
Anyway.
alright, as I was saying...
We have plans, is all I'm
Anyway. Go on, John.
Second, in luck sacking us over of his bullshit no jutsu, I happen to get a King's Hall from the AVALON FAE banner, which consists of as follows: NP2 Suzuka Gozen, NP2 Carmilla, NP4 Kiritsugu, and a couple of new servants, starting with Babon C, aka Tomlin Tristan. Our guest, better known as Tomlin Gawain. Morgan herself, which I have at MP2 as of right now. And MP2 Chevalier Dion.
Okay, so you used the term earlier, and I must admit it was the first time I actually heard the term. What is the King's Hall?
Basically, I got everything I wanted from that Lost Belt banner and then some, my brother in Christ.
Ah, okay, so it's more like
So you got the whole kit in caboodle.
Something like that.
Alright. Well,
Now there's a term Remy's probably heard.
that one, yes. Okay. Alright, so today gonna go ahead and start with Lost Belt 6. Finally, we have access to it. And it takes place in Great Britain.
Right. Now I have to
We're
save
brought
Grim
to
to
visit
own
Jolly
country
O'Clegg
from
in
falling to
Jolly
the enemy.
London. Actually, I don't think Clegg even lives in the London area.
Oh, cutscene.
I'll mute, or I'll deafen myself, because from what I've been through on this one is pretty story heavy.
Yeah.
Well, the first part anyway.
Well, hello there, you with the still unknown fate. I trust you can hear me? Or perhaps, hello again, Stargazer, would be more appropriate. Either way, doesn't really matter. You're here now, and I don't have to be bored out of my skull anymore. So, will you hear what I have to say? I suppose it's less what I have to say exactly than is one of the many songs the winds carried to me. This is the story of a single future, what became of an island of mystics that was reduced to the land of the FAE. Those of you without sin, take your leave now, for here you will find the Queen's bottomless castle. They accumulate like rain or ash. They disappear like snow or lies. Our hopes are either upon the shelf or yet in the Queen's hands. But we need only hold out a little longer. On the dawn of a 2000th year, the prophesied child will appear. The child who will bring we Fae folk and humans together. The child who will save the world. Though it be too small for any other to see, the child shall be drawn to the light here, as a moth to the flame. Once the child has averted catastrophe in the city of iron and sea of soot, their pilgrimage shall truly begin. Chosen by the staff of selection, the Savior, guarded by travelers from afar, shall reach the throne. The throne shall be claimed by a true king. Take up the bloodied crown. Let the 6 bells ring out like raging lightning, like grieving flame. Let them ring out and forge a path for the true king. Let them ring out before the red calamity reaches us, before the black disaster devours us living. Though we may not be the most diligent of folk, we are yet the free descendants of the Fae. Lacking though our wishes be, all we desire is a brighter tomorrow. So, what'd you think? It takes its sweet time making its point, but you get it, yes? That's just how it is with prophecies. They don't make sense when you first hear them, but once the events unfold, you see exactly what they meant. In that sense, they're a lot like a curse that fixed itself onto your back before you knew it was there. Well, looks like the scary lady found me. This is all I can do for now. The next time I see you will probably be after everything else is said and done. It's a shame I won't be able to help you fight, but I'm hugely relieved I won't have to fear for my life. Alright then. I'll be waiting for you in the confined land. Until next time.
Excuse me. Sorry for that burp near the end.
Nah.
I couldn't hold it in any longer.
It's alright. Was that a dream? Testing. Good morning, everyone. This is Xiang. The time is now 7 a.m. I am very sorry to disturb you all during your precious quiet early morning hours, but I have an urgent message to relay to all Novum Chaldea staff. There has been a change in the 6th Lost Belt. The emergency situation we predicted is now in progress. Please remain calm and come to the command room as soon as you are able. Oh, crap. Come on, foe. Foe? Mash Kirilight, reporting for duty. What's going on here, Master? Don't bother asking Silver Shinobi, Kirilight. He and I both just got here ourselves, so we know as little as you. I don't even see my technical advisor or the captain anywhere. The only other ones here are that unflappable alchemist and... Good morning, my distinguished colleagues. I see by your healthy complexions that you all slept marvelously last night. Wonderful. I'd say this fulfills the first condition. Wouldn't you, Miss Young? Yes, I think so. It's very lucky that you're all in such good health right now. Let us see. We have Silver Shinobi and Mash the Demi-Servant, the field op team. Munair, the pilot. Tomlin and Kawada, the operators. Octavia, Da Vinci's assistant. Shin, the vehicle mechanic. Cayenne, the munitions and design engineer. Elron, the record keeper. Marcus, the Spiritron engineer. And Gordolf, who was just enjoying a heaping plate of pancakes with his rather generous drizzling of honey. I see not one of you is so much as batting an eye at this dire situation. Truly, you are all seasoned veterans. This will make it so much easier to tell you what's going on. Oh, I really don't like where this is going, but come on, let's hear it. What is going on already? Does it have something to do with that searing red light flashing more godly than I've ever seen it flash before? Is there a fire in the kitchen now or something? Oh no, nothing like that. This is only a tiny planetary crisis that will eradicate us all in about 24 hours if we do not stop it. Eradication? Well, that's a much bigger deal than I was Wait, what did you say, you Egyptian software? Seems very rude to me to boil people down to their nationality, appearance, and or choice of apparel. I agree with that, but please, let's not get sidetracked right now. Director Gordolf, Master, and all the other staff members are still grappling with this news. What exactly do you mean by planetary crisis? I'm sorry, you are right. We do not have a lot of time to spare, so I'll be as forthright as I can. As you know, it has been about 3 weeks since the shocking operation to eliminate Limbo. This is in reference to, Lost Belt 5.5, where after everything did in Olympus, a caster of Limbo fled to Heian-kyo in Japan. In that time, Novum Chaldea has been tuning up the storm border and devising plans of attack for the remaining 6th and 7th Lost Belts. That said, as I have told you all before, I saw no need to infiltrate Britain, the site of the 6th Lost Belt. So I've been focusing my efforts on the 7th Lost Belt, where the foreign god is hiding out. Yes, I remember. You said we could leave the 6th Lost Belt to its own devices because... Well, go on, Silver Shinobi, tell her. Because Britain doesn't have a Tree of Emptiness anymore. Indeed. The Tree of Emptiness that helped establish the British Lost Belt was used to burn down the Tree of Emptiness in Olympus. As further proof, we have not observed any magical energy readings associated with the Trees of Emptiness coming from Britain since then. As such, the British Lost Belt should disappear on its own, much like the Chinese one did. Or so we thought. Right. The British Lost Belt may still be shrouded in a wall of light, but it's no longer a threat to humanity. At least that was our understanding. Is that not the case? No, it is. We were still keeping it under observation, but we did not consider it a threat. Not until this very moment, anyway. This is the Paper Moon's planetary observation grid, and these are Sheba's predictions. According to this, the British Lost Belt will vanish in about 24 hours, and when it does, it will also engulf the rest of the planet like an enormous tsunami. Earth will then crumble under the weight of its own gravity, utterly annihilating the planet. We're not talking about one of the foreign god's pseudo-black holes. This would well and truly be the end of Earth. This will overwrite humanity's current bad ending, the bleached Earth phenomenon, with a completely dead end. But why is this happening? That we don't know. But now that we know what will happen if left unchecked, we can ill afford to simply sit back and twiddle our thumbs. Da Vinci and Captain Nemo are on the storm border as we speak, getting ready to launch. Up till now, we have been using the shadow border to infiltrate the Lost Belts via void space. But this sudden development has left us without the time we need to prepare. Fortunately, we now have the storm border, which is capable of directly breaching the walls surrounding the Lost Belt. As a battleship, the storm border is essentially our frontline base. While we'll still be conducting on-site investigations in the shadow border, Having a base where we can always resupply will be a tremendous asset. Furthermore, Trismegistus II categorized this phenomenon as a collapse, but one could also call it a trap, or perhaps a pitfall. A pitfall? Then do you think Britain is going to cave in on itself, or sink underwater? I'm afraid I can offer no definitive answer until we get there. Regardless, I suspect not even the foreign god herself foresaw this turn of events. It's all well and good that Britain will disappear. Indeed, it's only to be expected now that its tree of emptiness is effectively dead. But if that disappearance is going to engulf the entire planet, then it is a matter we must investigate and ultimately resolve. After all, there would be no feasible way to restore Earth to its pre-bleached state if there is no Earth left to restore. Okay, I'm with you there, but what the hell can we do in only 24 hours? A lot, as a matter of fact. You see, that 24-hour period is in our time frame. But according to Sheba, time moves very differently within the Lost Belt. Once inside the British Lost Belt, our time constraint will cease to be a concern. So as long as you can resolve this phenomenon while you're there, we should be all set. That said, time is still definitely not on our side. Which is why we're going to have all Chaldea's staff board the Storm Border, and head for Britain as soon as we finish our final safety check. Then, once you arrive at its Wall of Light, you'll use the Storm Border's dimension-piercing drill to breach it, and make your way into Britain, the 6th Lost Belt. That is all I have to say, and as luck would have it, the Shadow Border has just arrived at the dock. I know this mission is being sprung on you very suddenly, but Da Vinci will fill you in on the details aboard the Storm Border. Be careful out there, everyone. I cannot wait to hear what sort of fun hijinks you get up to this time. Huh? You mean you're not coming, Xiong? Sorry. You are right. I did say the entire staff. My bad. I did not phrase that as intended. I felt it would be much too presumptuous to count a newcomer like myself as a member of Chaldea's staff. Please, do not worry about me. I'm just going to stay here and continue to monitor the 7th Lost Belt. Do your best out there, Silver Shinobi. I promise I'll do the same here. That said, if you all should blow this one, both I and this base will cease to exist in about 24 hours. So I'm counting on you more than ever. But I'm not at all worried. I know you'll succeed. Thanks, Jan. You hang in there too.
Alright. Silver?
Yeah?
Is the is the cutscene over?
There's still a cutscene going on, so.
No.
Attention all crew members. I repeat, attention all crew members. We've arrived at the waters near the British Lost Belt 2 hours after departing the Wandering Sea, just as we expected. We're currently 200 kilometers north of the Isle of Britain. The Wall of Light looks to be a dimensional rift, just like the World's End from the 6th Singularity. Thanks to Da Vinci and Professor's analysis, we've learned that the rift is its thinnest on the southern side. So that is where we'll be heading, and we'll begin the dimensional boring as soon as we arrive. We expect to begin the operation in 45 minutes. All hands, remain at your posts until further notice. There you have it. We're going to begin the operation as soon as possible without any breaks. The Storm Border's a big ship after all, so it can't just slip into void space like the Shadow Border. But what it can do is use its massive propulsive force and magical energy barriers to withstand the dimensional friction that separates different worlds. Basically, it's a giant drill. Nobody says it. Nobody say it. Nobody say it. Damn it.
Come on, Silver. You shouldn't be tempting fate like that, goofball.
I knew somebody was going to do it. I guess that was a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Still. Smell 'em, Silver.
Easy.
Smell of cheap hair. The smell of cheap hair products and fairy blood.
Easy, John. In due time. Right.
Yeah, John. You'll get your chance. You'll get your chance.
What we're going to do is fire the storm border through that wall of light like a bullet. The entry impact will be just as strong as it is for a zero sail, so make sure you're all in a calm state of mind. If you're confused, distraught, or terrified, then your soul might not be able to keep up with your body. Yes, I'm well aware. You mean that weird sensation where it feels like your chest and head are being stretched out like taffy, right? No need to worry about us, Captain. This isn't our first rodeo. I think in Gordolf's case, it's only his second. More importantly, we do have a firm plan of action in place, yes? Because I don't even want to think about entering a Lost Belt without a strategy or a goal. Of course we do. Don't worry, Gordy. We know exactly what it is we have to do. After all, we were always planning on going after the British Lost Belt at some point. Really? You were? But I thought the British Lost Belt was no longer a threat, at least up until today. Right you are, but nonetheless, we were indeed making plans to explore it well before now. While we only have a few bits and pieces of information to work with at the moment, we do know that Beryl Gut remains in the British Lost Belt. And that its king was able to launch an attack on Olympus's Tree of Emptiness. What's more, this king was even able to burn the very Tree of Emptiness required to sustain their Lost Belt. While it's still unclear whether Beryl tricked them into doing so, or if they acted with informed consent, what matters is that they possess enough power to burn a Tree of Emptiness single-handedly. And then there's Rongominiat, right? Yep, a hugely powerful spell, akin to divine punishment that was able to reach Olympus all the way from Britain. A mystic that surpassed even Kirstaria's ideal magecraft. That was Rongominiat, alright. It's a spell devised not by human hands, but by the inner sea of the planet itself. It would be a powerful weapon against the foreign god, which means it's something we desperately need. The planet's inner sea? What's that? Oh, that? It's basically a paradise of legend. Every mythology's got some kind of promised eternal Holy Land, right? Utopia, the Garden of Eden, the land of the young Tir na Nog, and so on. Well, Britain's is called AVALON. It's supposed to be an otherworldly paradise that can't be reached by ordinary means. It's also said to lie inside the planet, and that it's where the souls of stars go to sleep. Pretty much every clock tower mage has heard about it. I know it called it a legend, but that's not how the people who can actually see it think of it. There are some people out there who really might be able to get into the planet's inner sea. Hell, the clock tower's even got a department for exploring it. That said, we're talking about a place that's completely outside human comprehension. Once you get mixed up with something like that, you're practically already lost to a world outside your own. What are you saying, Yonipatsa? Are you talking about the underground workshop? They're just an ordinary archaeological team with a fancy name. Really, how could anyone take them seriously after they proudly proclaimed they found Earth's belly button underneath the clock tower? I may be something of a magecraft elitist, but even I would be too embarrassed to say something like that with a straight face. If we're quite done with our digression about the Mages Association and the clock tower's inner politics, let's return to the subject at hand, shall we? Give me a second. Yeah, there we go. Now that we know the king of the British Lost Belt controls Rongominiad, we need to investigate it and learn how it works. Indeed, the Rongominiad is the very reason why we were already making plans to explore the British Lost Belt. While the circumstances have forced us to act sooner than we had hoped, we were always going to pay them a visit eventually. So then, Master's mission this time isn't just to investigate the Lost Belt. While we do, of course, also need to prevent the collapse Trismegistus II warned us about, Securing Rongominiad is our top priority. As such, our ultimate goal for this Lost Belt is to negotiate with its king for it. You mean you want to cut a deal with this Lost Belt's king? Someone capable of essentially firing intercontinental ballistic missiles at will? Yep. Honestly, I think it's pretty reckless even for us. I'd love to get my hands on Rongominiad too. But between the Storm Border, the Heroic Spirit System, and the Black Barrel, I think we should be able to neutralize the so-called planet-level threat, like the Foreign God, if the circumstances call for it. Sion was adamant that we needed a divine construct, though, so here we are. Well, Miss Sion is an Atlas alchemist. I've no doubt she has something unique in mind. And let's not forget, we wouldn't have the Nautilus or the Storm Border if it weren't for her. So I, for one, am perfectly willing to go along with this plan of hers. Especially if it leads us to acquiring Rongominiad or something equivalent. Oh, fart. Don't you think you're being just a little overly optimistic here, Holmes? This could be the biggest burden we've asked Silver Shinobi to bear so far, you know? This mission does seem a little different from the others. You'll have to continue this conversation later. We've almost reached the drilling point. All hands return to your posts. Brace for space-time crossing impact. Oh, right. Sorry, Captain. Ah, crap. The wall's right in front of us. Sorry for not paying closer attention, Captain. Alright, I understand. I still don't like it, but at least I get the point of this mission now. Remember, Silver Shinobi, this won't be like any of the other Lost Belts we've faced so far. Negotiation requires a careful, thoughtful approach. So try to keep your reckless risk-taking to no more than 30% of your usual antics. Good grief. It seems Gordolf beat me to the punch. As important as this mission may be, it should be within our ability to acquire this weapon. Fortunately, we have both knowledge and time on our side. Regardless of what sort of person we may be dealing with, as long as we take things one step at a time, we're sure to arrive at the truth eventually. Silver Shinobi, strapped in and ready. Good. Professor, start the final safety check. Storm Border, initiate zero coding. Triton engines 1, 2, and 3 are all green. Space and time difference corrections between Storm Border and drilling target have been calculated. Da Vinci will protect the ship's armor from the computer room, while the Nemo series focuses on maintaining our route. Computer room just gave us the all clear, Captain. We're looking at 99.9% chance of success. Dimension-piercing battleship Storm Border. Move out. Prepare to enter the 6th Lost Belt. There we go. Now the cutscene's over.
Yay!
Here we go.
Now we can talk again.
FAE Roundtable Domain, Avalon the FAE. The moment a planet is born. There we go. Alright, let's see. What was it that Carriesville said? Oh, Silver the Shinobi. I'm gonna level with you, bro. I got hooked on this manga called Hitori Bochino no Isekai Koryaku. Let's just say I had a plan and you beat me, okay? Cool. Curse you, Silver the Shinobi. Now shoot. This is getting really good.
Ha! Well done, Kerry. You have obtained the Remy laugh.
Alright. Alright, you guys wanted to say something real quick, or?
Not really. Nothing really comes to mind, at least.
Okay. That was a lot of plot, so I'm just taking a bite and a drink. Mm. Alright. Guess I'll start at the beginning. It's just the one big, let's see. That's a lot of arrows for this opening quest. Ooh! Unique, unique chapter intro screens. The fairies cherished freedom. The fairies guarded their love. In recompense, the children lost their world.
Excuse me.
Though it is destroyed over and again, your Britain will ever prosper. Spring's surprise, summer's quarrel, autumn's joy, and winter's battle. Death piled upon death to stand eternal. Be wary and never forget. No matter how sturdy the walls, a castle's foundation never changes. As the world took new form, the roots aged, and now unseen and unfelt. The gnawing of the tiniest of insects shall bring all to ruin. Huh? Was I just sleeping? Yes, you were, and I think I lost consciousness for a moment too. What about all of you? Same here. It was kind of a dizzy feeling, I guess. Ugh. My head's still kind of spacey too. I remember the captain declaring we'd broken through the wall of light, and then nothing. On a different note, why is it so dark in here now? Captain? I'm here, thanks. But it's kinda hard to talk right now. You too, Captain Nemo? Then it seems I'm not the only one feeling under the weather at the moment. That's terrible. But why did this happen? Allow me to explain. Da Vinci? You're okay? Of course. As you can see, I'm the same chipper Da Vinci as always. It's all because I was synced up to the border in the computer room. While you were all out cold, I took care of things inside the ship and finished analyzing the outside atmosphere. So, where should I begin? Probably with why you and Nemo aren't feeling like yourselves, huh? No, that's alright. The fact that you and Miss Kirillite are fine tells me everything I need to know. Think back to the Chinese Lost Belt. The moment we entered Britain, both Nemo and myself fell deeply under the weather. That must mean no heroic spirit can function here. Or rather, no heroic spirit extracted from human history. And that in turn tells us that human history simply does not exist here. Am I correct? Whew. I should have known you'd figure it out fast. I just checked the spirit origin graph I transferred to the border, and it was completely shut down. There was not even a fragment of the base needed for heroic spirits from proper human history to exist here. The Chinese Lost Belt's history had no need for heroic spirits, but I'm guessing heroic spirits simply don't exist in this Lost Belt's history. That's why heroic spirits from proper human history, like you guys, can't set foot on the Isle of Britain. You're basically being attacked by the entire world since you never existed here in the first place. So there's essentially not enough of a foundation for heroic spirits to operate here? Take, say, Robin Hood, for example? He should be able to exist in any Lost Belt, right? He's so vaguely defined that it should only take a single skilled archer existing at some point in history, regardless of what their name might have been, for him to qualify. But now you're saying that even conditions as vague as those don't exist here in the British Lost Belt? You got it. That was a great example, Gordy. Well, you know, I have reached a point in my tenure as director where I've actually begun to enjoy reading the reports. I dare say I know even more about the Lost Belts than Silver Shinobi does now, at least on a purely intellectual level. At any rate, I see now. So this history never contained so much as a single skilled archer, huh? How the hell does that work? These Lost Belts have still been around for over 2019 years, yes? So how could they have that much history and not a single historically significant figure? They couldn't. Lost Belt or not, any path human history takes must fit within certain definitions. Any manner of human civilization must inevitably pass through a template of particular technological milestones. It's simply not possible for an animal species to propagate itself over 10,000 years without its culture and average quality of life meeting certain criteria. And naturally, over the course of that history, people will always branch out into various different occupations. Though their names may differ, there will inevitably be famed sword fighters, archers, spear fighters, artisans, soldiers, kings, and detectives. The lack of any such figures even existing here must mean... Could that mean there are no humans here? An excellent insight, Mr. Silver Shinobi. Indeed, that would be the simplest explanation. But there are still possibilities left to explore. I'll have to do so later. Hang on. Then why are the technical advisor and Curiolite there seemingly unaffected? In my case, it's probably because I'm a demi-servant. I do have Galahad's spirit origin, but I'm not actually him, so... Yep, pretty much. As for me, I'm technically a homunculus of Leonardo da Vinci, not the original, so that would explain why I'm not affected. That said, I'm even more of a Leonardo, read genius, than the original, so this might actually work out great. Then the only servants who will be of any help in this Lost Belt are you and Mash. Seriously? You mean we can't even summon new ones on sight? Since this place rejects any heroic spirits from human history, it seems real unlikely we'll be able to bolster our forces that way. If we want to increase our numbers, our only choice is to ask the people of this Lost Belt for help. But never mind that now. Can you tell us what happened over these last 30 minutes, Da Vinci? Sure. Right after the storm border punched through the wall of light, the whole system went kaput. Every electronic device we had on board shut down, causing the storm border to crash. Luckily, Nemo Engineer was able to use the last of her strength to get one Triton engine back up and running. That in turn let the storm border break away from the island's airspace and make an emergency landing in the ocean to its southwest. That's where we are now. The generators are still out of commission, so we're running on auxiliary power. Not the most auspicious start to this mission, huh? Yeah, the situation definitely isn't great, but hey, it's not like we haven't been in tight spots before. In fact, I'd say the fact that we aren't attacked right off the bat and are able to have a leisurely chat like this makes us at least a little lucky. Yeah, definitely compared to Lost Belt 5, where we step in Atlantis and immediately get attacked by Odysseus and his army. Oh? So we haven't been attacked. Does this mean the king of this Lost Belt still has yet to notice us? I can't say anything for sure yet, but I think so. Especially since we still haven't set foot on the Isle yet. The closer we get to it, the more things on the storm border stop working. But the good news is they're only stopped, not broken. I'm guessing here, but if the storm border gets far enough away from the Isle, I think everything will start working again. I can't believe it can't even get close to the mysterious island, so to speak, even with the Nautilus as its base. Chief Claus, what's broken? Yes. Still, as much as this situation is making me feel like a failure, I can at least confirm that the storm border is definitely intact. So if everything starts working again once we put some distance between ourselves and the Isle, then we'll know we have a secure escape route out of this Lost Belt. Now, we just have to figure out what comes next. Does the shadow border still work, Da Vinci? Unfortunately, no. We could still use it as a ship to get to the shore, but I'm sure it would stop working if we made land. So we can't use the shadow border either? Damn. Oh! What about comms set? Will those still work on land? Again, I can't say for sure until we try, but given how everything else is behaving, I wouldn't get your hopes up. In the worst case, we may have to rely on more primitive means of communication. How are you with carrier pigeons, Holmes? The most interaction I've had with carrier pigeons was when I once unraveled a trick that relied on them. Of course, I can still use them just fine. Gotcha. Guess that makes me the expert then. Don't worry. I'll handle the written correspondence side of things. Oh, one more thing. I need to tell you all how much time we have to work with. In its current state, we can keep the storm border powered for about 30 days. If we really stretch ourselves thin, we can make it last for 50 days before the auxiliary power runs out. So that's our time limit. Once the mission's complete, we'll move the storm border away from Britain and restart its engines. As soon as the Triton engines are back online and generating a stable supply of magical energy, we'll break back through the Wall of Light and leave the British Lost Belt. And that about sums it up. Sound good to you, Director Gordolf? I'm getting a bit of an Italian job vibe from the way she just described it. Right then. If the storm border can't get near land, then we only have one course of action available. Kirillite will accompany Silver Shinobi as his bodyguard while he infiltrates the Isle of Britain. Once there, the two of them will carefully investigate the area and find the cause of the future collapse observed at Chaldea. If circumstances allow, they will also make contact with this Lost Belt's king and acquire Rogominiad. During this operation, we expect that communication with the storm border will be limited at best. Therefore, I'm empowering the two of them to make their own calls in the field, with the expectation that they will return safe, sound, and successful within 45 days. Huh? You were just sending Silver Shinobi and MASH? There's no way they could pull this off alone. At least send me or Chin along with them. Not that I'm eager to get myself killed out there, because I'm definitely not, but come on! Don't be daft, you fool. Your going along would mean Kirillite needs to worry about keeping 2 people safe instead of only 1. She may be an excellent servant, but she's still only 1 person. So if we only have the 1 servant to work with, I'm going to make damn sure she supports Silver Shinobi to the best of her ability. Director Gordolf. Is that clear, you two? Go on then. Repeat your mission's objectives back to me. Yes, sir. My job is to assist Master as he investigates this Lost Belt in whatever way I can. Don't worry. Mash and I will give it everything we've got. Very good. Then let's get this mission underway. We only have 45 days to work with, after all. Britain is a big place. If I were you, I'd start by making my way for Oxford, then... What are you doing there, technical advisor? Is there a reason you're packing various items into a rucksack? You need to ask? I'm going with them, obviously. Didn't I say I would handle the written correspondence? So keep an eye out for my familiar, because that's how I'll be sending you letters from the field. What? Say what?
Oh, excuse me.
Okay, so we're getting a fair amount of plot. Oh, okay, this one we actually have a battle.
Plot. Everybody.
I'll admit, that does make sense. All right, you have my permission to go with them, technical advisor. Okay, I can at least take you to the shore. Take care of them for us, Da Vinci. And here we are, the Isle of Britain at last. Whoa, it's so foggy out here. And it's so warm, too. Alright, settle down. You've already taken out 5 Lost Belts, so another strange land shouldn't be anything new to you. Well, it is, as a matter of fact, since this is my first time out on an adventure like this. You can't blame me for getting excited. Now go on, Captain. Head back to the storm border already. You're having a hard enough time as it is out here, right? It's our job to investigate this area, so you can just sit around and grit your teeth until it's your turn. Fine. I guess I don't have to worry if you're in such good spirits anyway. Silver Shinobi, Mash, don't forget to take care of Da Vinci while you're out there on your mission. It wasn't much, but I got a brief glimpse of the place back in the command room, right before we lost consciousness. Everything east of this shore is shrouded in fog, but I did make out what looked like a city approximately 200 kilometers from here. Assuming nothing gets in your way, you three should be able to get there in about 2 or 3 days, so that's where I'd start if I were you. I hate to ask you to trudge through this fog, but I don't see any way of going around it, even if we had the time to spare. Hey, there's a reason we managed to make it this far. I guess that's true, isn't it? Okay, Silver Shinobi, Mash, Da Vinci, good luck out there. I can't wait to hear back from you with good news. I finished checking our equipment, Master. Our survival kits are all set, and we have 90 days worth of rations. Great! You two can keep the food for yourselves. I don't get hungry as long as I have enough mana. Say, where's Foe? I don't see him with either of you. Well, Foe actually never got on the storm border with us this time, so... I don't know why, but he basically bolted and hid from us. Aw, really? That's too bad. He was always there on your journey to restore humanity, right? Man, I was looking forward to having the same experience as my grown-up self, too. Maybe Foe just doesn't like Britain or something? Oh well, nothing we can do about that now. Besides, I'm sure we'll have other chances to travel together. Absolutely. I'd love to go on an adventure with you, Holmes, Director, Gordolf, Sion, Munier, Foe, and Senpai all together.
Foe is half of the bloody world.
Alright then, let's get going. You said it. Next stop, a city about 200 kilometers to the east. Buckle up, guys, because we got a long road ahead of us. Indeed we do. I can sense it as well. What? Huh? I can't believe it. Of all the luck. My first adventure ever, and I'm already hallucinating. Then you and Master are seeing this too, Da Vinci? I thought I was so on edge that my eyes were playing tricks on me. That's definitely Tristan, alright. Why are you all acting like it's so strange for me to be here? This is making me very sad. I mean, I will admit this certainly wasn't the most dramatic summoning. If anything, it felt as casual and automatic as a weathercock turning in response to the wind. Oh, I'm sorry everyone. I have a report to make. My round shield is pulsing with the same warmth it typically does after conducting summoning. Ah, so that's what that glow was earlier. Now that I think of it, there was a familiar light surrounding MASH not too long ago. Whoa, really? So I'm not hallucinating after all. Oh wow, you're right, his spirit origin's solid. Then it really is Sir Tristan. But how? I thought this place rejected all heroic spirits from proper human history. I see. It sounds as though you're not upset with me, but rather that my summoning itself came as a surprise. Well, I can assure you all, I didn't answer the summon of my own volition. One moment I wasn't here, the next I was. Of course, I am a heroic spirit on humanity's side, and know about you and Chaldea. But aside from that, I have no clue as to what's going on, either. Could someone please explain it to me? And that's the whole story. Now I see. So this is a lost belt. A hypothetical version of Britain that could normally never exist. I don't know why this lost belt allowed me to be here any more than you do. But I suspect it has something to do with this being the Cornwall shore. I do have close ties to this land after all. And while its history may be different, the land itself is still the same, I think. Oh, that's right! I forgot that Sir Tristan is said to have been born in Cornwall, in southwest Britain. That must be why we were able to summon you. Or maybe the land itself needed your aid? It could also be that Silver Shinobi was nervous about exploring a mysterious new land, so he ended up summoning Sir Tristan here unconsciously. Either way, having him here with us should be a big help, and it bodes well for the future, too. Even if this Lost Belt is devoid of human heroes, we now know it's still possible to summon heroic spirits from proper human history, with strong ties to a given area. Maybe we'll also be able to summon Sir Gawain of Orkney, or even Camelot's own King Arthur. You wish to summon King Arthur here directly? I'm not so sure that's... No, you're right. That would be wonderful. And knowing him, I'm certain he would be willing and able to help you. In the meantime, I will of course be happy to offer whatever meager assistance I can. Any Knight of the Round Table would do the same. Master Silver Shinobi, I know that neither of us meant for this summoning to happen, but rest assured that my bewitched bow is yours to command regardless. From here on, I, Tristan, Child of Sadness, shall be your faithful servant. Now then, allow me to lead the way. I know this southwest corner of Britain like the back of my hand. Hey, that's new. There's a hilly area just past a few mountains, not too far from here. With a little luck, we should be able to reach a high road in about 2 hours. Shall we, Master? Sounds good. Lead the way, Tristan. One hour later. Sir Tristan, I'm very sorry to say this, but I'm pretty sure we're lost. We are not lost. Now, I don't blame you for feeling like we are, since you all rely on your eyes so much. But I can assure you, we are indeed making progress. In fact, we've covered no less than 4 kilometers by now. Not gonna lie, Tristan's kinda scary when he opens his eyes. What's up?
No comment.
I didn't say anything.
Oh, thought you did.
I didn't say anything.
The only-
Because near the end of this part, well, in general, we run into a certain someone.
Oh, let's go no further than that.
Yeah, let's...
I'm still kind of experiencing this blind, so to speak. So the only downside is that we somehow haven't been able to escape this shore yet. If Sir Bedivere was here now, he'd happily say, "Oh, don't worry about it, Tristan. You just go to sleep. I'll lead the way from here." Then we are lost. I knew it. Also, I doubt Bedivere would be any happier about this than we are. Yes, I suppose you're right about that. This makes me so sad. If Sir Bedivere would only be straight with me, I would have been happy to play him an encouraging song. Something's definitely not right here, that's for sure. Yes, that's true. Perhaps this fog is to blame. I've been laying down bowstrings wherever we go to ensure we don't get turned around. But at some point the string trail keeps going cold. And not because someone's been cutting it. It's because I've been letting go of them myself. It's almost like I keep forgetting what I meant to do with it just a minute ago. Master! I'm detecting high-density magical energy signals up ahead. I can't tell you any more than that without analysis from the border, but... Ugh! They're attacking us! Get ready to engage, Silver Shinobi. Be on your guard. Oh boy. Hmm. Okay. So I've got to pick Mash as a starting member. Let's see. Caster, Saber, and Berserker. So I'm gonna want a Rider. An Archer. There we go. And a Foreigner. And just to make it easier, let's hook up some kaleidoscopes. Ah, 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 ah. Ah. That feeling where you suddenly get an itch and you realize it so hard that it actually hurts. That was weird. What exactly is this one anyway? Begin battle with NP charged at 50% and increase NP gain by 50% for yourselves. And it has no name, so, yeah. Alright, let's see what we got. Oh, it looks like Karizul disappeared. He made the Naruto poof sound. What the heck are these? Ordinax decreased functionality. Black Barrel not usable. So we can't use that particular skill. Well, that's a bummer. Okay. I poofed weird things into existence. Kill it with fire. Oh, so the poof was these things appearing. Let's use Da Vinci's Golden Rule body.
No, you see, Carrie, those are just your shadow clones.
Let's see. Oh. So these guys can hit us with a curse status every time they attack us normally. And they also have strength up against FAE. Well, I don't have any FAE, so I should be good. Actually, this could work. Resounding Proclamation of Love. Increase quick card effectiveness. Remove debuffs and apply evade and recover HP to all allies. I might save that for next turn. For now, let's focus fire on that Berserker one. Oh, jeez. They're beating up Mash hard. Okay, let's remove that curse debuff.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Those Mars are a pain in the ass to deal with their curse demerits. Like, you would think that those things that look like freaking Play-Doh on whatever kind of narcotic FAE Britain is on would be this much of a migraine, but here we are in the year of our Alpha 20.
これは多くの道、多くの願いを受けた幻想の城。こうせよ、モールだ、キャメロット。
But yeah, I am really sorry for multitasking you, man.
No, you're good, you're good. Ooh, disastrous curse. So that means if Tristan gets hit with curse status, then it will do more damage over time than normal.
Yep. Same with same stats effect as Edmond Dantes' Enter Chateau d'If.
Yep. Let's see about